Over the years, we've learned what really makes a compelling proposal. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through what we've learned. So a strong proposition is a powerful tool to persuade your donors to support your cause. And importantly, to support that cause through your organisation. Are you confident that your proposal is as powerful as it can be and that it answers all of the important questions a donor needs to have answered for them? A proposal has to cover a lot, and there are 4 things that really must be included that we find often get confused, but they are really quite distinct and quite different. They are: what activity are you undertaking? What outputs come from that activity? What outcomes are the result of that? And really important, and often left off because perhaps it's a bit less practical and more difficult to pin down, what is your big impact? So activity, outputs, outcomes, impact. Let me illustrate the point I'm making with an example. Let's consider your local air ambulance service. You're bound to be familiar with the helicopter that flies into emergency situations and whisks the injured or sick patient to specialist care in a hospital as quickly as possible. This is the activity of an air ambulance charity. My local air ambulance, Kent, Surrey and Sussex Air Ambulance Charity, according to their website, responds to 9 emergency calls on average every day. Over the 34 years they have been flying, they have attended 40,000 incidents and covered 7,390 square kilometres. They can bring medical experts to any part of Kent, Surrey or Sussex within 30 minutes. And those experts are able to perform life-saving procedures wherever the patient is, and also in the helicopter travelling to the hospital. All of these metrics are the outputs of the activities they undertake. The outcome of medical experts attending these incidents over a large area in such a short period of time is saving lives. Faster medical interventions save lives. And that is often the moment that our clients will stop in their proposal writing. And this feels really powerful, right? Faster medical interventions save lives. What I've done so far in my example is give you the relatively straightforward answers. I've explained all the measurables. I think I've gone as far as I can from flying the helicopter to saving lives. I've made that link. That feels really good to me. But actually, now is the moment to ask yourself why. And keep asking why until you've drilled into the core of the purpose of the activity and the impact it has. There is bound to be more than one answer to the question why, and all will be valid. Some will be more relevant to some audiences and others relevant to other audiences. So let's go back to the air ambulance example. Why do they fly their helicopters full of highly trained people at vast expense to 9 incidents each day? So Kent, Surrey and Sussex Air Ambulance Charity answers this question really well on their website by telling a whole raft of individual stories. There's a story about Carol, who collapsed at home when an aneurysm ruptured in her brain. The helicopter flew her straight to King's in London for specialist care, and she was discharged 2 weeks later and was able to spend Christmas at home with her family, including her brand new grandchild. The call to action they have at the bottom of this story: keep more families together this Christmas. And that is the impact. The impact of flying professionals across 3 counties to get to the medical intervention quicker is to keep families together and to have special moments. One book I recommend all fundraisers read, particularly when we're talking about powerful proposals, is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Simon has observed lots of really successful companies, and he has developed his golden circle theory for how they explain what they do. Importantly, what they all actually do is start with why, then talk about how, and only third do they talk about their what. We have developed a tool that we use with our clients that helps them develop their thinking around their proposals. See the information below this video on how you can download it to work with your teams on the same.